ज्वाइन करना कुछ ज्यादा। Okay, so good morning to all of you. Today we'll discuss one of the important and most important stability criteria is called Lyapunov stability criteria. Okay, Lyapunov stability criteria. Okay. So as you know, suppose you have one system. So from if you recall from starting of the control system, so we have different type of system is called continuous system and discrete system. Yes or no? So in continuous system, we have two way of representation. It's called transfer function method. It's called transfer function method, and second one is called state space representation. Okay. And again in the discrete system, we have pulse transfer function and discrete state space again state space, your state space representation. Okay. So stability is one of the most important criteria. So suppose and from the nature of the system, so there is a linear system, okay, and another is called non-linear system. Okay. So again we have divided the system into two parts: linear system and non-linear system. And in linear system again we have divided into linear time invariant system. Yes or no? And is called time varying system. Yes or no? Hello, I'm audible to you?
Yes, sir.
So from the control system 1 and control system 2, we have only focused on the linear time invariant system. Yes or no? That means the parameter of a system is not varying with the time. So now I told you the stability analysis of any system is one of the most important system, because if the system is unstable, then you cannot design any controller or you cannot use for the practical use. So in the transfer function method, we have different type of stability analysis. So first method, you have to find out the pole of the system. So if the pole of the system lie in the left hand side, then you can say that the system is stable. Now second one, you have to find out the characteristics root of the characteristics equation of closed loop systems lie in the left hand side, then you can say system is stable. Next, if you cannot find out the root of the characteristics equation, then Raoult-Hurwitz criteria, using Raoult-Hurwitz criteria you can find out the stability of the system, whether the system is stable or unstable. Okay. And from time domain analysis you can find out the stability criteria using root locus like that. And from the frequency domain analysis, from the Bode plot and Nyquist plot, you can find out the gain margin and phase margin, and you have to study whether the system is stable or unstable. So those methods is only applicable for LTI system, that means linear time invariant. That means parameters of the, suppose that means the transfer function, suppose transfer function is equal to as plus b divided by cx s square plus ds plus f. So A, B, C, D, F are not varying with the time. Okay. Again, in the state space representation, I told you. So if you can find out the eigenvalue of the system, then you can say that the system is stable. Okay. Again, in the first transfer function, if you root of the characteristics equation, yeah, root of denominator lie within the unit circle. Okay, lie within the unit circle, then you can say that the system is stable. And in the state space representation of LTI, LTI that means linear time invariant system, if the eigenvalue of the system lie within the unit circle, then you can say that the system is stable. Okay, any doubt? And from the state space representation, if you find the solution of the state space, that is x t is equal to x naught into e to the power a t or plus integration from 0 to t. So you can find out the solution. From the solution, you can find out whether the system is stable or unstable. Okay. So, but sometimes, sometimes, uh, and what do you mean by LTI? So suppose you have in a linear system, suppose you have a state space equal to AX plus BU is called linear system, because in the A matrix is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. There is a constant, not varying with the time. But a system, if the system is time varying, that means if there is one element is sine t, next element is cos t, that means the element of A, B, C, D matrix varying with the time, then this type of system is called time variant system. Okay. And what do you mean by time varying system? That if the state variable, suppose one of the state variables, that is x1 dot is equal to x1 plus 5 t x2 plus 9 9 sine t ut. So this type of system is called time varying system. Okay. So hello. So so now from the basic level for the LTI system, you can find out the stability of the system. But for the LTI system, or now we have to focus on the state space representation. Okay. So state space representation, that means state in the state space representation. So in the linear system, x dot is equal to ax plus bu and y is equal to cx plus du. Okay, this is the state space representation of linear time invariant system. Okay, and in the discrete time, the state space representation is called x k plus 1 is equal to gxk plus h uk and yk is equal to cxk plus duk. Okay, for LTI system line linear time invariant system. Okay, so sometimes it is not possible to find out the eigenvalue of the system, because in case of LTI system, it is not possible. The stability of the system is decided by the eigenvalue of the system. That is, if the eigenvalue of the system, real part of the eigenvalue of the system have the negative value, that means if the eigenvalue lie in the left hand plane, then you can say system is stable. Or similarly, in the discrete system, if the eigenvalue of the system is lie within the unit circle, then you can say that system is stable. But sometimes not possible to find out the eigenvalue of the system. Okay, then, and for the time varying system, suppose linear time varying system. That means if the parameters of um, uh, A, B, C, D matrix varying with the time, then it's called time varying system. So again, in the case of time varying system or for nonlinear system, okay, so it is very difficult to find out its solution of the state variable. Okay, so suppose you have one state variable x1 dot is equal to 5t xt x1, okay, plus 9t square x2, like that. Then how can you find out its solution? So when the eigenvalue of the LTI system is not easy to calculate, or for a linear system or time varying system, when the solution of the state space is not possible to find out in the easy way, then we have a use a Lyapunov stability criteria. Okay, any doubt? Lyapunov stability criteria is one of the important stability criteria or stability analysis in a state space representation. Okay, and it is applicable to the linear time varying system, like linear time invariant system, non-linear system, linear system. It's applicable to all of the system, whether your solution is you can find out the solution or not. You can find out its uh, 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 is, you can find out its eigenvalue or not. Okay, any doubt? So it is a very important Lyapunov stability criteria. So even in the research level, when you write any paper, any research paper based on the control system design, okay, I am audible to you. So suppose you have chosen one of the state variable in the linear time varying system. So for the stability point of view, we have to prove whether the system is stable or not using the Lyapunov stability criteria. Okay, if you go through the any research paper, okay, based on the control system, and if there is a controller design, then must show their stability analysis using the Lyapunov stability criteria, and it is one of the difficult stability criteria from the theory point of view. But in the application it's not so difficult. So it's very difficult to apply for a system to find it stability criteria. Any doubt?
No,
Any
sir.
doubt? No. So LTM, that means Lyapunov stability criteria is universal stability criteria you can use in the LTI system, time varying system, nonlinear system, for any system. Okay, so just wait. This is one of the my paper that I have communicated in the system. Okay, so suppose I have designed for a nonlinear system. Hello, it is screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Hello. So one
Yes,
of the
sir.
my yes, one of my research paper for the PhD. So suppose you have one nonlinear system. I will show you the nonlinear system. Here is one nonlinear system, and I will show you which nonlinear system I have taken. So I have to prove whether my system is stable. So I have used Lyapunov stability criteria, and for the example, I have taken the inverted pendulum. Okay, the nonlinear, and it's nonlinear in the nature. I will show you. So the state space variable is like that. Just wait. State space variable uh, is in the nature of not in the nonlinear nature, because it's not linearly dependent on the state variable. It depends on the square of the state variable. Okay, so and cosine of the state variable. So now, when I have designed a sliding mode control for nonlinear system. So our controller is sliding mode control. So using sliding mode control, so I have to prove whether the system is stable or not. So I have to use a Lyapunov stability criteria for the stability analysis. Okay. So in the most of the state variable system, even in the research level, you can use uh, Lyapunov stability criteria for the analysis. So it is one of the most popular and important uh, stability criteria uh, for any system. Now we have to move on the Lyapunov stability criteria. Okay, so uh, before that is Lyapunov stability criteria is used even uh, in the continuous system and even in the discrete system. So it is very useful method. So first, you have to understand the theory of Lyapunov stability criteria. So suppose you have a 4 into 4. Suppose you have one system, we have 4 number of state variables. So what do you mean by stability? Very basic question. Suppose you have a linear system, because in the UG level we mainly focus on the linear time invariant system. So suppose you have a linear time variant system having 4 number of state variables: x1, x2, x3, x4. Okay. So uh, tell me, hello. So tell me, how can you think that system is stable or not? How can you know whether the system is stable or not? From state variable analysis, how can you say that the system is stable or not?
Sir, from eigenvalues.
So eigenvalue, what do you mean by stability from the state space analysis? Stability means, what do you mean the state variable? State variable is one of the parameter of the system.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes,
Suppose
sir.
RLC circuit. RLC circuit. So one of the state variable is called voltage across capacitor, and another is state variable is called current across inductor. So what is your objective? If you apply BIBO input, bonded out, that means
Yes.
your output of the state variable are in the bounded range. That means if the system is stable, then you can say that the voltage across capacitor start from 10 volt to 100 volt, and current across inductor is changing from 1 ampere to 20 ampere. That means your state variable, a value of the state variable is bounded. Yes or no? Yes or no? Stability
Yes,
means,
sir.
that means you can predict the value of state variable at any time t. If your state variable is unbounded, that means if the state value of state variable exponentially increasing, then at t is equal to infinity, the state value of state variable is infinity. Then you cannot say that the system is stable, because you cannot predict the magnitude of the state variable. That means your motto of stability analysis in state space analysis, that is, you have to prove whether the system state variable of the system is bounded within the range. Okay. So main motto of Lyapunov stability criteria, main motto of the Lyapunov stability criteria is to bounded. We have to found whether the your state variable is bounded within the range or not. Okay. So before on the main topic, first we have to know whether what do you mean by Lyapunov stability criteria. So Lyapunov stability analysis play an important role in the stability analysis of control system described by state space equation. There are two methods of stability analysis due to Lyapunov. There are two methods of stability analysis. So first method is called first method of Lyapunov, and second method is called second method of Lyapunov. Okay. So in the first method of Lyapunov, we have used the solution of the state space analysis. Okay, so the first method consists entirely on the procedure which the explicit from the differential equation of linear continuous system and difference equation of discrete system used for the analysis. And second method, on the other hand, does not require solution of the equation. This method, so that's why this method is not so useful in the practice. Okay. Now, second method of Lyapunov is used for stability analysis of nonlinear system which exact solution may not be obtainable, and second method of Lyapunov is called direct method of Lyapunov. That is, if you cannot find out the solution of the state variable, then you can use uh, second method, that is called direct method of Lyapunov stability criteria. Okay, so first we have to discuss the second method of Lyapunov. So from the classical theory of mechanics, okay, it is the just theoretical background of Lyapunov stability criteria. From the classical theory of mechanics, a vibrating system is stable if its total energy is continuously decreasing until the equilibrium point is reached. So you know about the classical theory of physics of mechanics. That means from the classical theories say a vibrating system is stable if its total energy is continuously decreasing until the equilibrium state is reached. Okay, so I will discuss what do you mean by equilibrium point and what do you mean by energy. That means from the classical theory, if a system, if the total energy is decreasing about the equilibrium point, then you say that the system is stable. So according to second method of Lyapunov, if a system has an asymptotic stable equilibrium state, I will explain you what do you mean by asymptotically stable equilibrium state. So according to second method of Lyapunov, if the system has an asymptotically stable equilibrium state, then the stored energy of the system displayed within the range of attraction decay with the increasing with the time, finally consumed with the minimum value at the equilibrium point. Okay, so any scalar function satisfying the hypothesis of Lyapunov stability is known as Lyapunov function. So from the second method of, that is the conclusion of this theory, is you have to understand the conclusion of this theory. So first we have to for a stability analysis of any system, first we have to define a Lyapunov function. It's a function of energy. If the Lyapunov function is decreasing with the increasing in the time, then you can say that the system is stable. Okay, so now we have to define a different type of function. Just wait. So I will just wait for 2 minutes. Define करना पड़ेगा. So first we have to define the energy function. So how can we define the energy function? So first is called positive definite of scalar function. So we have to define the scalar function. So what do you mean by scalar function? So a scalar function Vx is said to be a positive definite if its magnitude is greater than 0 for all non-zero state x in the region phi, and its magnitude is equal to 0. What is Vx? What is Vx? Is positive definite function, because I told you in the Lyapunov stability criteria we have to define energy is called Lyapunov function. So nature of the Lyapunov function must be a positive definite. Okay, so first we have to define what do you mean by positive definite of scalar function. So from the theory, a scalar function Vx is said to be a positive if its magnitude, what is x? What is x? X is called state vector. So if the state Vx is greater than 0 for all non-zero state in the region 5, or you can say region in the n into n matrix, then is called, and its value is equal to 0, then is called positive definite. Okay, and for the time varying system, and for the time varying definite function, Vxt should be greater than Vx for all t greater than is equal to t naught, and its magnitude is equal to 0 for all t when the x is equal to 0. What do you mean by negative definite? If the magnitude of Vx should be less than 0 for all non-zero state, then is called positive negative definite. So next definition is called positive semi-definiteness of the scalar function. Okay, so the scalar function Vx is said to be a positive semi-definite if is the positive for all state in the region except at the origin at the certain other state. Okay, now indefinite. So indefinite of a scalar function, that means a scalar function Vx is said to be indefinite in the region phi if you assume both positive and negative value. So we have defined some example of positive function. So if you assume that, suppose we have two state variable. So first state variable is called x1. So suppose the first energy function is equal to x1 square plus x2 square. So if you it's called positive because value is always greater than 0 for all value of x1 and x2. Second function x1 square plus x2 square by 1 plus x2 square is again a positive definite function. So third function minus x1 square minus x1 plus x2 का whole square is a negative definite function, and x1 Vx is equal to x1 into x2 plus x2 का whole square is called indefinite because value may be a positive, may be a negative. Because for a stability analysis, Lyapunov stability analysis, we have to define energy function is called Lyapunov function. Their nature must be a positive definite. Okay, first we have to choose a positive definite energy function is called Lyapunov function. Okay, then you can apply Lyapunov stability criteria. Okay, so what do you mean by Lyapunov function? So from the next class, I will explain what do you mean by Lyapunov function.